How many souls do you harbor?
We wield them out of thousands.
Yet you have no heart.
Wes, you've played Mortal Kombat.
Yes, I survived.
And you survived. It'd probably be safe to say that we're two of the biggest Mortal Kombat fans in the office, so I'm a little bit jealous, but tell us what's new.
Well, the new stuff is that they're announcing is more geared towards the single-player portion of the game. Mortal Kombat down the years, I mean, I don't know how you feel about it, but I've always felt that they've done a really great job of making the single-player at least a little bit interesting.
For sure.
I know the story mode has always been quite popular, although, you know, it's kind of silly. I mean, the story is always very silly in Mortal Kombat, but at least they put some effort in, you know.
That's what I love about it. I mean, the story mode in Mortal Kombat 9 was, you know, it was a 3-act structure and everything. They really went to town on it, but I kind of love that. And I really like, I spoke to Ed Boon at Gamescom and I was like, please make sure that you still sort of, because no other fighting game really pays much attention to single player anymore.
Yeah, well, the thing is that obviously fighting games are mainly about competitive play, right? They're designed for people to play against other people and online play and, you know, beating your opponent and getting better at just the pure part of the competitive multiplayer. But a lot of people are really interested in fighting games, but really intimidated by that side of it. Like, they go online and they just get blown up.
Yeah.
And then they think, right, this isn't for me. There's no way I can play this game. And there's nothing else to do in it. So they just forget about it. And I think Mortal Kombat has always catered to those people in a really good way. And this, in Mortal Kombat X, they haven't talked about the story, but they've got a few modes on the single player side which are quite interesting.
Well, I think even the features that they have shown are really sort of opening up the game as well. Like, I mean, the 3 variations of each fighter, I kind of love that because it sort of defeats that age-old problem that fighting games I think have now, is that everyone has their one character and they just stick to them, and there's never any incentive to really learn anyone else because you have your fighting style and you sort of stay with it. But now there's so many different variations to try out that you're bound to find something that you like with a couple of different characters. I think that's really great.
Well, I actually think the 3 variations of fighting styles for each character thing is one of the more innovative new features added to fighting games in recent memory. You know, people always say, well, you know, Japanese-made fighting games are always the best, but, you know, NetherRealm is really trying new things with this, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see a few developers in the future sort of leaning towards that. You know, other fighters have had, you know, different fighting styles for their characters before, so it's not like this is like a brand new thing, but NetherRealm's definitely tried to make each variation feel very different. They've got their own special moves, own fighting styles, and you have to have different sort of strategies for play for each one. So I actually think it's really good. I quite like it.
It's great. I mean, it's never going to be as technical a fighter as, say, Street Fighter, but like, it's just, I don't know, it just seems more fun and a little bit more accessible, I think, to new fans.
Absolutely, yeah. So
tell us what new things you saw.
So the main new thing is Living Towers. Now, Living Towers is Mortal Kombat X's version of the Challenge Tower from Mortal Kombat 9.
Which had like over 300 sort of individual challenges, like test your might and test your strength and everything.
Yeah. I mean, this is another thing that's sort of tying it into the idea that the Mortal Kombat's always done quite a lot for people who are playing single player. You know, there's stuff to keep you interested beyond just, you know, playing other people. So the hook with Living Towers is they're online now.
Okay.
So the idea is that the Living Towers are split into 3 types. So they've got like one that you can do in like 10 minutes, maybe. One that is going to take you a bit longer, and then another one that's going to be a real serious challenge. And the reason they're online is that NetherRealm wants to change all of the challenges and modifiers on the fly. So it's going to switch up. And with one of them, with the short one that's going to supposed to last only about 10 minutes, the Quick Tower as it's called, then they can change it every few hours.
Wow.
So you know how like they've always had loads of modifiers, you know, ridiculous things. Like,
like you can't jump or
you can't jump and stuff like that. So they've created like over 100 modifiers for Mortal Kombat X, and they've put them all into these 3 tiers of tower: the Quick Tower, Daily Tower, and Premier Tower. They're called. And then they've also got the challenges. So you know how like you'd always have like you'd have to like do 7 flying kicks before you kill your opponent,
or spill like 50 pints of blood or something.
Yes, those silly sort of challenges that you had to do, as well as it being combined with the modifiers. So they're going to have all of that, but they're going to change it all up as they, so that every day, the idea is that every day there's going to be something different.
Wow.
So it's a really cool idea, and that justifies the online nature of it. There's always going to be purists who say, well, I want my offline only challenge tower back.
So there won't be an offline.
Well, it's unclear at this stage exactly how it's going to work.
Okay.
It looks like you will be able to play these offline, but if you do that, you're not going to have the variation when NetherRealm switches it up. So the Quick Tower is the one that they're going to change, potentially change every few hours.
Okay.
They've also, and that's like 5 challenges. So that's really quick. That's like 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's really good.
That's like, maybe you just want to dip in or something and play for a little bit. They've also got a Daily Tower, which is I think it's 8 challenges.
Okay.
So the tower, it's a little bit of a higher tower, and that resets every 24 hours. And then you've got the Premier Tower, which is 15 challenges, I think it is, and that is going to reset every week.
Okay.
And that's going to be built around special events. So they might have like an Easter one, or
So you go in and you can complete those 15 challenges within that week, and then they'll change again.
Yep.
Okay. And what if you complete the 15 challenges within the week? Do they change beforehand?
I don't think they'll change until NetherRealm changes them.
Okay.
There's like a reset. So the Quick Tower will reset every few hours apparently. The Daily Tower will reset after 24 hours, and the Premier Tower lasts for a week. So they're built around special events, so that's less frequent. And this will be an issue for some people, because if you add those totals up, you've got many fewer challenges available whenever you log into the game than what was it in
it's like 300. Yeah.
But they will be changed.
Yeah, that's true.
There's variation.
It'll get to a point where there will eventually be over 300. You'll have just gotten through them, but I guess it's just they're kind of just more dished out a little bit more.
Exactly.
slowly.
Yeah. So I think my impression, and I played these for a few hours, and they work very similarly.
Do you get to choose?
To
Do you get to choose your character?
That's another change. You get to choose your character this time, because you never could before.
No, you couldn't. Yeah, I think I just on the last one.
Yeah, and so. And they play very similarly. So you've got challenges, and you've got all the modifiers. Like one of them is like bombs fall out the sky, and you've got like demonic arms that come out from under the ground and sort of trap you. You've got changing gravity, so you can do like loads of juggles. The stage sort of shifts, so that and the screen might go black for a bit. One of the good ones is both characters start really slow. And you can only speed up your movement speed by doing combos.
Oh, that's cool.
And then you can end up being really, really fast, like super turbo. It's kind of funny if you just land loads of combos. So there's loads of modifiers
that sounds fun. The modifiers are always really cool, like just to sort of test your skill and everything. Yeah,
I mean they're quite annoying. They're designed to sort of hinder you, right?
Like handicap.
But they're kind of fun as well. So I mean it's an interesting system. The sense I get, my impression is that it's very much in keeping with the idea that games have to be more like a service now. Online services that you like. So you buy this game and you know that you're going to have a changing experience that's connected over days, weeks, months, whatever it is.
You're buying the service essentially that's going to keep going beyond.
That's I mean, it seems this is the modern way games are built, and God knows the kind of DLC that they could release for this kind of thing, right?
They
could easily add plenty to the Living Towers if people are get into it and it's popular.
So one of the reasons I love the challenge tower and the old one and all the kind of extras that Mortal Kombat 9 has, but there were so many unlocks as well, like costumes and alternates and stuff. Do you reckon
that's in this?
That is in this.
Yeah,
so
you'll be unlocking stuff as you play these as the single player modes.
Okay.
Just because they're online focused doesn't mean that there's no unlocks or anything. There's like finishes to unlock and skins and all the rest of it.
Flash Pit's outfit for everyone.
Why not? But yeah. So I think the point is that it works like the gameplay is similar. It's just it's structured in a more online focused way.
Okay.
It reminds me a lot actually, and this won't come as any surprise to anyone who knows me, is that it reminds me of Destiny, because Destiny's got like bounties that you do that reset every day. So you turn it on and then there are bounties that you can collect, and they involve maybe like killing a certain number of people or collecting a certain number of things or completing a certain like 6 patrol missions or small things that take around about 10 minutes to do, and then you do your bounties for that day, cash them in, get your experience, level up your weapons, maybe get a few materials, and a lot of people just dip in and out of Destiny every day to do that, and then that's enough for them. It keeps it interesting, keeps a reason for you to sort of play every day. And the feeling I get with Living Towers is that NetherRealm are trying to give people a reason to play Mortal Kombat every day if they're not like into the competitive multiplayer scene. Yeah,
and I guess if you did want a longer experience in that, then you've got ranked online matches and stuff like that as well.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean all of that's going to be in there, of course, but this is like, I guess it's the natural evolution of Challenge Tower. If you consider the way gaming is going, the online nature of it all.
And it kind of makes sense, I guess. Yeah.
There'll be purists who don't get on with this at all. There'll be people who are angry, but
Yeah, because I kind of want to keep an open mind, but I'm like, I kind of love the Challenge Tower, but I guess it's just you kind of have to see it in action, but it makes sense. It does. Like the idea of it does make sense. So.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's different.
And you mentioned there was another new thing as well.
Yeah, so this one I'm less excited by. It's called Faction War. And what they're doing here is they're offering 5 factions that you can sign up for. And then everything you do in the game contributes to that faction's standing, essentially.
Okay.
In a small sort of five faction league.
Right.
And then at the end of the week, the faction that wins, everyone who's a member of that faction gets like unlocks and bonuses and all the rest of it.
So that is a bit more competitive focus.
Yeah, I mean that's the idea, that you're contributing to a wider goal. I'm less bothered by that kind of thing. I'm just fine, I guess. I'll do it just because you'd want the unlocks and the rest of it. But as part of that, there'll be like daily faction challenges. So there's another thing that you can dip in and out of to contribute. The interesting thing about this is it's global.
Okay.
So and it's platform agnostic. So everyone is going to contribute.
I mean, it sounds like things that say Call of Duty have done before. I can't think of any other fighting games that have done it before, but it's...
Yeah. I mean, it's not a new idea in terms of video games, but it's pretty cool for Mortal Kombat at least.
Yeah, I can see a lot of people getting into it, but...
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I guess my feeling about that is fine. I'll probably sign up to a faction on the off chance that I'll end up getting something cool, but I'm not playing this game to win the faction war.
No.
I'll just see how it goes, I guess. There's some other stuff to it that they're not talking about yet. In classic sort of. We'll reveal more later fashion. But
it does sound like they're going to
unlock stuff if you do well in faction war.
What kind of stuff did they say?
Like faction finishers.
Okay.
Is one that was mentioned to me, which is people will want those, right? So it's, and you've got an individual player level as well, right? So as you've had for a while, so you'll be able to level up your individual player while playing this. So it's kind of like a bonus more than more than anything.
It does sound like, I mean, you know, the NetherRealm really haven't sort of scrimped on modes beforehand. It sounds like they're really beefing up the kind of online aspect, and hopefully while keeping the single player just as big as it was before.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, there'll be people who have their opinions about living towers, and that's fair enough. But for me, I think it's just all of this extra stuff is just a positive.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I'll be playing Mortal Kombat for the sort of competitive multiplayer side, trying to learn combos and all the rest of it. But you know, I'm happy to engage in this stuff if I've only got like 10 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, maybe do a quick tower or something just to level up a little bit, or get some coins so I can unlock some stuff. You know, I don't see any real problem in it.
No, that's the thing. See, you can play your 10 minutes of Destiny and then play your 10 minutes of Mortal Kombat, and then you're done by the time it's dinner.
That's the future of games, isn't it? We'll be playing games for 10 minutes at a time, and nothing will be played for longer than 10 minutes. That's the sweet spot. So I think it's really interesting. I'm really looking forward to this game, actually. I mean, I've always said, you know, if I had a few friends round and we're having a few drinks and you know, playing some games, I'd be much more inclined to get Mortal Kombat out than I would be to get Street Fighter out, which is obviously a more like the fighting game purist game, because I just think it's sort of more crowd friendly. It's definitely going to get reaction, and it's easier to pull off the special moves and stuff.
And nothing gets a party going like a fatality.
Man, the fatalities in this game, I mean,
they're unreal, the ones that I've seen.
Cassie Cage's, I mean, everyone goes on about Cassie Cage's do the splits and the ball busting punch is just...
Yeah, her mum and dad would be proud.
Yeah, while wincing.
I know. Well, thank you very much. And yeah, it sounds like we're thinking positive things.
Yeah, I think overall there's a lot here to get stuck into. I mean, it's Mortal Kombat at the end of the day, right? There's a over-the-top entertainment value to it that I'll always love and I'll always defend. And I've got like Mortal Kombat X is going to feel very familiar to people who like that sort of thing. But they're doing a lot of cool stuff that I think does move things forward. So
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Thank you.
Cheers.
Finish him!